Welcome into today's broadcast right here at Cog Hill Farm. Now, Peaches wouldn't let Nugget into the house for this episode, so here's Jason, Brooke, and our chicken master, Marycarl.
What is up, everybody? This is another episode of the Cogcast podcast, and episode number 52, believe it or not.
I thought it was 51. Of course, I'm usually wrong.
A little bit. Yeah, you were close, though.
That was close.
You were really
at least I'm in the ballpark with
That's
the
right.
50s.
At least
Right?
you didn't say 32.
Yeah, could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse. Oh, me, I hope everybody's having a wonderful time. Looks like we got Tropical Storm Fred headed our way. But they're saying it's moving fast, so really the rain shouldn't be that bad. It's going to rain, but not like flooding or nothing like that. And it shouldn't be too strong, so it probably won't even be a tropical storm when it hits us. It'll probably just be a depression.
I just read on the local weather update that some patio furniture may blow around,
Right.
but don't expect your roof to come off,
Right.
which is a good thing.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's probably no different than these thunderstorms we've had lately.
It'll just be a little bit more constant probably than,
Maybe
an hour or so thunderstorm coming through, but that's okay.
That's okay.
We are, we're going to be prepared as we can be.
Yep.
And just roll with it.
That's right.
That's all we can do, right?
Yes, that's all we can do, because I know people are going to be asking about that, too, about the whole hurricane. Are we going to be okay? Hurricane. Tropical storm, we're going to be okay and
Don't
stuff.
talk about a hurricane. We don't want that to even...
No, but we should. It shouldn't be nothing too bad.
Yeah, we're pretty far inland. As a matter of fact, just yesterday evening,
Yeah.
we came back from a beach trip.
Yeah, we took a week off. That's why the podcast is sort of erratic this week. Just took some time off, went on a little beach trip. It wasn't like we stayed in a hotel or anything. We took a little camper, isolated, just a family trip, hardly any people. It was fun, and it was good to get away from everything for a few days.
Well, saying that, it made me realize how far inland we are. We're approximately 4 hours from the coastline.
Yeah.
And that's the coastline of any sort. We went to a state park in Florida. It's called St. Andrews State Park, and we love that place.
Yeah, we do love that place. It's super nice, and it's pretty isolated. It's away from everything, so...
And you have access to the beach, you have access to the bay, you
Yep.
have access to a fishing pier. So we took our food pretty much down there with us, and we cooked on our little grill by the campsite.
Yep.
And we had an enjoyable week, very relaxing. We didn't get out in the crowds of people too much. We just kind of stayed there and went to the beach and enjoyed ourselves and did what we wanted to, rode our bikes and unwound. Needless to say, it wasn't a necessarily good time to take a trip, but I felt like we were so wound up from all that's going on that we needed it.
Yeah, and we, like I said, it wasn't like we were we were very isolated. I put it that way. No crowds, hardly any people.
No, I don't mean that.
kind of
I
stuff.
mean with our timing, with all that's going on,
that
we
too.
didn't need
Yeah.
to take a
Yeah,
trip
that
because
too.
we have a lot going on. I mean, we
Right.
need to be making pens and enclosures for animals. We basically we're kind of at a standstill. We're waiting on some things to come in that we've ordered
Right.
for animals, and then we will get started on putting some of those together and building fences and different things that need to be done for the animals. That's our next step. So that being said, we probably needed to be here doing that, but we needed a break.
And also, we talking about needing a break. Our initial plans were we were going to video us at the beach and all that. And as soon as we were loading up, and you mentioned something, and I said I'm not gonna video.
Yeah, you said let's take a break, a real break.
Yeah, I said I video everything we do just about. If I'm going to take a vacation, then I'm just going to take a break. And so we didn't video nothing. I mean, we videoed zero.
We didn't even, the only thing that was video was maybe Marycarl videoing a bird or something. But yeah, I don't want to see that, I don't think. But
She did, but it was some hiking trails and a bird sanctuary and like I said, it was nice.
It was a sure enough break. I will say that.
Yeah.
We left on Monday
Mm-hmm.
and we came back on Friday. So we had 4 basically full days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, 3 full days really.
Yeah.
3 full days that we just went to the beach and we ate at our campsite, rode by. I mean, it was a real needed break.
And you know what? I didn't even realize this. And number one, and I've mentioned before many times that, we don't watch much TV.
Yeah.
And I say that, and then on the opposite hand is that me and Marycarl almost every night do watch a show or a movie.
Well, we're not just people that sit down on the couch and watch television.
No.
That's not, there will be times when she asks, Daddy, can we watch TV? And what she means is not sit down and flip through the channels, is y'all watch a segment of a show or a series that you have been interested in.
That's right. And so we'll do that every night. And it is almost every night. Because I feel like there's going to be some point that she's not going to watch TV with me anymore. So that's mine and her thing.
Yeah, so we didn't turn on the TV from Monday, and then we came home yesterday, which was Friday.
And
she told me last night she didn't want to cut the TV on.
Because y'all usually
watch TV if you're doing something else or whatever, and she didn't want to cut the TV on.
Doing a cut TV on. So
I was fine with that.
But I didn't even realize that it.
But she's the one that brought it up.
Nothing. I mean,
she's the one that brought it up.
That's right. And there's no internet there, which
no
we
internet,
had.
So
we had our regular old cell phone, which was not good there either.
No, it's not very good. I mean, it's good in case of an emergency, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. So we were pretty isolated.
And we kind of took care of everything that needed to be taken care of as far as lining people up to do work on the 40.
Yeah.
Before we left, and
Right.
everybody and those people knew that we were going to the beach and basically touch base with us when we get back.
That's right. And we had people that came and took care of the farm.
Yep.
And
Kate Edwards, thank you so very much for taking care of
Yes.
everything. I asked her this morning if it was okay if I said her name, and she said sure. So
Well,
thank you, Kate,
so much.
Thank you, Kate. I really, really, really appreciate it.
Yes.
I must say this was, in my opinion, I don't know how you feel,
Yes.
but we're not big goers, but we take a trip every now and then.
Yes.
And this was by far my favorite trip that we've ever taken.
Yeah, I agree. We had a good time. This was a good time. I would say too, the one where we went hiking in North Alabama was fun too.
Yeah, that was just a day trip.
But this one was fun, and I don't know if it was because this is my job now, the podcast, YouTube, the farm, that I didn't have to worry about going back to my regular 8 to 5 job. I don't know if that was it. I don't know if
but
it
what
was
made
just,
me enjoy it? That didn't have anything to do with me.
I don't know. We were just very, very
Relaxed.
very relaxed. We were in no hurry, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe we, because before we left, we said, you know what, we're gonna stay away from everything.
Yep.
We're gonna bring our own food.
Yep, we took it with us.
We're gonna cook out. Matter of fact, we had some butcher box steaks left.
Yep.
And that's what we did.
That's what we did.
We cooked everything on the grill, potatoes. I say everything. You brought some organic green beans
I
with
bought
us
some
and
organic
cooked them
beans.
on a hot plate.
We had a little hot burner,
yep.
and I took a little saucepan and heated those up for us. And we grilled some asparagus, which I took with us. Everything was just wonderful. And maybe it was because I didn't very much cook.
Or you know what? You know what else is stressful? Trying to figure out where to eat.
Yeah,
That becomes stressful because you're
fighting the crowds and
fighting the crowds, and then you know what? And I don't know if you guys feel this way, but you've been going to you're in this area of Alabama. Everybody goes to the beach.
That's right.
Almost everybody. All the families go to the beach. Everybody goes to the beach, and you know what? All these name restaurants that you can think of, unless you can find a local place, all these name restaurants to me are exactly the same. They all have fried shrimp. They all have coconut shrimp.
Right.
They all have shrimp baskets. They all have fish baskets. They're all the same. No matter which one you go to, you could close your eyes and have all the food, and there's no way you could tell which one was which. I mean, they're all the same. And there you are fighting to get in, waiting 45 minutes.
Yep.
And then, just
And
picking
you
which
wouldn't
one
be
you want
going
to
if
eat
you weren't
it.
hungry. So
That's
you're
right.
hungry, and then you're waiting, and you're still hungry, and you're
Right.
still waiting, and
Right.
we didn't have to deal with that.
We did not have to deal with that at all. So we had a great time.
We did.
Had a great and too, we didn't have to worry about going to any shopping centers. We didn't have to worry
Nope.
about going to any store. We didn't do nothing except hang around the campsite and the coast and ride our bikes and just had a good time.
Yep.
Had a good time.
I did go one time to a local owned fish market. I guess that's what you would call it, seafood market.
Yes.
And I picked us up a piece of grouper, and I asked the guy. I said, how is it grilled? And he said, I ain't never had no grilled grouper. And I said, oh, okay. And so he said, I always fry it. And I said,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we're just not big fried food eaters.
Right.
And besides that, we didn't have a way to fry it.
Right.
So about that time, here comes the older gentleman who I think owned the place. And he said, grilled grouper's awesome. And so we had taken some temple, and we'd taken some lemons, and so we'd taken some seasoning. So you wrap that piece of grouper up in a piece of foil.
That's right.
And put it on the grill, and man, that was awesome.
It was. I just buttered it, and they had a local seasoning, which is like a blackened seasoning, and we used it, and then squeezed it with a lemon when we got through, and it was delicious.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
We ate every bit of that, and I picked up some tuna dip while we were there.
Yeah, smoked tuna dip, and it was
I don't
delicious.
think I'd ever had any
That
tuna
is the
dip.
first time I've ever had smoked tuna dip.
So that was one of our outings where I went and picked up that piece of fish to put on the grill. And I did pick up some steamed shrimp too.
That's right.
They steamed it for us, and we took that with us. And Marycarl is she likes popcorn shrimp,
She
little
does.
fried popcorn
Yes.
shrimp, and so she's now getting to the age where she'll try something.
She's trying little different things here and there.
and do you know that she tried that shrimp and she really liked it?
She did.
She enjoyed it. So
She
I'm
did
glad
enjoy
that
it.
she's kind of, I don't want to force anything on her that she doesn't want, but I think that if it's like that with all kids.
Yeah, I think
Once
so.
they open up and they start trying different things, then they realize, hey, maybe I should have been doing
That's
this
right.
all along. So I said, maybe next year if we get to go, then she'll be eating, I don't know, squid, something like that. Not
Who
really,
knows?
but I don't know. She's opening up a little and realizing that there's more to life than
Right.
chicken and
That's right.
so.
Chicken and grilled cheese. And
Yeah, it's kind of what kids are like.
Yeah.
Most of them, anyway. Not
Most of 'em,
Piper.
yeah.
Piper will eat anything.
Yeah, she will eat anything.
She
Yeah.
will try anything. She'll eat anything. But her brother, on the other hand,
Just
will
eats-
only eat a cheese pizza.
Yeah.
He will only eat chicken. I mean,
Yeah.
he's really picky. So it's kind of odd to see two kids that are on different
And I
ends
say
of the
that,
spectrum.
Marycarl does like the sun go pasta.
Oh,
dish.
she's a
She
vegetable
loves
girl.
that,
I
yeah.
mean, she loves vegetables.
Right.
So she's not picky in that way. She just doesn't like to try things that we have.
Right.
You try this, Marycarl. It's good.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't look good.
And what's, I say strange. I guess it's not. I shouldn't use that. But compared to other kids, Marycarl is not a sweets person.
This is another thing, is we had access to a little place that offered these homemade desserts.
Yeah.
And everything in there was homemade, and it was an outside area.
Right.
And so Jason picked a key lime pie.
I did.
I picked a raspberry cheesecake.
Yes.
A raspberry lemon cheesecake.
Right.
And Marycarl picked nothing.
And it's like that all the time. I mean, she absolutely does not care about sweets.
And at one point we had ice cream, and she didn't want any of the ice cream.
She didn't want any, so
I don't
oh
know.
well.
That's okay.
She's not a big sweet person.
That's okay, but she has picked up on her eating, so I'm wondering if here in the near future her Cog Hill shirts are going to be up a size because that kid's on a growing spurt or
She
something.
is on a growing spurt.
She's eating everything on her plate.
She
and
is on a growing
not
spurt.
having any leftovers,
Yeah.
which, everybody wants their child to eat well.
Right.
But, in the past, she just hasn't eaten very much.
Yeah.
But she's picked up. Boy, I'm telling you, she can't eat those kids' meals anymore. It takes an adult meal.
And yeah, we don't get the 10 and under anymore.
No. She's hit 11, and it used to be that you could still get that kids' meal and it would fill her up, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
No, she's
Not
got to
anymore.
have.
And the steak, I cook her a steak. And
She eats the whole thing.
Every bit
As
of
much as we do.
it. Yeah.
So
She really does.
she's picked up
And that's
on
probably
her
our favorite food is steak. I would think so.
her favorite
Yeah.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
She loves spaghetti too, though,
She loves spaghetti
and any kind of
steaks.
pasta
Yeah, she's big on pasta.
and bread.
We
Bread.
Yeah, bread. We've been thinking about doing homemade pasta, especially when we get out to the new place.
Right.
Yeah.
And by that we mean, taking flour and eggs and
Making our own,
rolling it out, and
which we never done. So
yeah, Wes and Angie I think do that
yeah,
over at the Naked Hog.
They do that, and he talks about it all the time. How awesome it is.
And he says it's easy. So that is something that we plan on doing. And I'll have plenty of room in my big pantry to store a lot of pasta.
That's right. That is one request that you made to the architect, is that you wanted a big pantry. Even so much so that if it took away from the master bedroom,
That's right.
well, so be it. I
I
want
want
a
to be able to
huge
put
pantry.
the freeze dryer in there.
Yeah. Your mixer.
Yeah, I mean, I want no countertop clutter. I want to
Right.
be able to put it. I love popcorn, and I love air popped popcorn.
Yeah, that's
but
your biggest snack.
that's my biggest snack.
And you know, I got where I like it too. And just to change the subject a little bit, I got one now where, we use olive oil on it, extra virgin olive oil, no butter, and it's air popcorn and salt, but rosemary salt and a little bit of black pepper. It is awesome.
And we mean air popped by not popping it on the stove and the thing,
It's
but
one of these air popper things.
yeah, I mean, you can get it at Walmart, Amazon, anywhere. It's an air popper, popcorn air popper, and it's got a little cup on the top of it, and you just take kernels and
Yeah.
you put it down in
Yep.
there. You plug it in, and in a minute and a half, you
Right.
got popcorn that's healthy.
And what I say about the oil, you don't put no oil in this thing. It just, the air pops. It
Yeah,
just gets
the
hot.
air pops it.
And then-
And for the longest time, I ate it absolutely plain
Right.
with nothing on it.
Right.
Well, here comes this guy.
Yeah.
And he starts reading about, how to make popcorn better and such as that. And he figures out that you can spray it with olive oil, which olive oil is a healthy oil in moderation.
Right.
And so we have a little spritzer bottle, little spray bottle that my mama had picked up for us. And he poured olive oil in there and spritzes it on the popcorn. And boy, does it make for a good snack.
It's really good, and it's healthy.
Yeah, it's
a
healthy.
good, healthy snack.
Now, we have tried some olive oil. We use the extra virgin olive oil on the popcorn.
Yes, what you're fixing is, don't buy a name brand of extra virgin olive oil. You want to buy a good brand name.
You said don't buy a name brand.
Oh, sorry.
Start that over.
Don't buy a cheap,
Yes. No name.
no name, or I don't want to.
Yeah,
Call
that's enough.
anybody
That's
out.
all you got to say.
But don't buy a big box store brand of it. And you can get some that's not $50 a bottle. By
That's
all
right.
means.
Well, you know
But
where my
just-
favorite place to buy olive oil is?
Yes, tell them.
TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx, and we like Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Yes.
Trader Joe's has an awesome
It's
olive
like
oil.
$9 a bottle or something.
Yeah, and then it's a liter, I
Yeah,
think,
it's a
if
big
I'm not
bottle.
mistaken.
But TJ Maxx has good
Well, Trader
olive oil,
Joe's is
too.
my first option.
Yeah.
But our closest location's
Yeah.
in Birmingham. And, last time I went, I think I bought 2 bottles or
Yeah.
3 bottles maybe. And I probably should have bought 10 bottles.
Yeah,
but
because we use it.
we do. We
Yeah.
use it when we're cooking and other
Salads
things.
and yep.
But I'm going to tell y'all, I ran out of that Trader Joe's and I had some no-name brand olive oil.
It was a big box store
It was a
brand.
big box store brand.
Leave it at that.
and it wasn't cheap. It wasn't expensive, but it
Right.
wasn't you would think that it was good enough for popcorn.
Right.
Inedible.
Is real bitter taste on it. So
So if you're going to put the olive oil on your popcorn, make sure you get a good brand.
good brand. And maybe you buy a small bottle and see if you like it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But now I can't hardly do without the olive oil.
It's really good.
Every time we go to TJ Maxx now, because we have a TJ Maxx about 30 miles from us
Right.
versus an hour and a half to the Trader Joe's, I'll pick up several different, varieties because you never know which one might have that bitter flavor.
That's right. And plus, too, the TJ Maxx, it's a hair in it. I think every single one of them is organic. So
That's right.
Yes, that's great.
Yeah, and of course the Trader Joe's is organic too.
Right.
But oh man, it'll make your snack that much better.
It is really good.
And Marycarl gets on to me because she thinks I have like a popcorn addiction or something, and I do. I so thoroughly look forward to it every day, and I bet I've been eating popcorn for over a year.
And I tell you, me and Marycarl, every time, maybe not every time, but we had one of those movie theater popcorn machines.
Mm-hmm.
And I would make it just like it was butter. We got where we used coconut oil, but it was still a lot of butter. And we had the name brand, the same stuff the movie theater people use,
Yes.
popcorn salt. And we would eat that a lot. And
It's not necessary because this
not necessary. And every time I would eat, I'm thinking, this probably isn't very good for me.
You're probably right. It probably wasn't very good for you. But
So,
I discovered the air popper, and I bought one for the camper
right.
at the 40, and then I bought one to keep here.
Yes.
And guess what went with us on our beach trip?
The popcorn popper.
The popcorn popper. So here we are in our little canned ham that's 13 foot long.
Yep.
And we'd have the door open and enjoying the inside outside and pop, 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 pop.
That's right.
I'd be popping my popcorn, but I didn't do it but a couple of times. Here I eat it every single day.
Yes.
Every day.
Every day.
Sometimes twice a day.
But it's a healthy snack. Good healthy snack.
It is. And I don't have any, diverticulitis or anything like that would prohibit me from
Right.
eating it. And my mom will come over sometimes when I'm eating my popcorn, and she says, "Can I have a bite?" And she'll get her a handful, and then I tell her, "Why don't you get you an air popper and make it at home? Because I can't make it like you do."
Mm.
What an excuse. Anybody can make popcorn.
She didn't have the rosemary salt one either.
Yes, that's right. She hasn't had that one. Does Marycarl like that?
She does. Yeah.
She
does.
likes the popcorn too, so.
She does like the popcorn too. And then I'll make a big bowl of it, and then we'll watch a movie now with the good healthy popcorn.
Yeah, because I sold the movie theater popper at the flea
You
market.
did. You
It was
did.
something that I didn't feel like needed to be packed away for many months while we're waiting to move into our new home.
Right.
So I took it to the flea market, and it sold that very day.
It did.
But it was a pretty cool thing. We got
And
the
it
one
was
that
a
was
small one. It wasn't a big, huge one.
No, it was just enough for
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah.
But I think you actually had to make it twice because you had to make some for
did.
you and some for me.
I would pop 2 batches, and we'd put in it'd fill up one of those big, like a large you'd get at the movie theater.
Right.
Popcorn popper.
So, popcorn. Love some popcorn.
Love some popcorn.
I usually buy 4 bags at a time, and we have it's called a cash and carry that we have here locally, and it's basically just quantities of things at a lower price.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Sam's Club, I guess you would
Something
say.
similar, yeah.
But not on that scale. And I buy 4-pound bags at a time, so I buy 16 pounds of popcorn at one time.
It's a lot of popcorn.
It is, but I don't eat it in a week.
No,
I
that lasts a while.
Yeah, Marycarl, she's concerned about me. She says, "Mama, I think you're eating too much popcorn." And I'm not. I'm not eating too much popcorn.
Well, it's better than potato chips or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that she means it in a bad way. I think she thinks that I'm filling my body full of popcorn without adding any nutrition. You know what I mean?
I got you. Well, you eat baked fish.
I
at
love
lunch.
fish. I
Yeah.
love a baked piece of fish, and I'll take my baked piece of fish and put some spray non-stick, cooking spray, and cook it for about 13 minutes on
Right.
450, and I've got some different seafood seasonings that I like, and I have my popcorn and my piece of baked fish just about on a daily basis.
I tell you, another thing that we have just started liking is salmon.
Yeah, salmon. And when we get our butcher box the next time,
We're going to try to get
I think
some,
we ought to
yeah.
get the seafood
Yeah.
box. And we're not real like lobster eaters
Right.
or any kind of seafood that we're not familiar with, I
Right,
guess.
right.
We not to say we don't like to try new things, but that's just kind of something we're not used to cooking.
Yeah.
So I think we'll try the salmon and the fish part of the butcher box and see how we like that. I know it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great too. And you do, we got fresh basil in the back, and you do like this basil and
Yeah,
oil.
take basil. It's like 2 handfuls of basil, and tear it up into small pieces and put, of course, olive oil on the top of it. And you grate a clove of garlic over the top of it, and a little bit of red wine vinegar, and kind of make I guess you'd call it a pesto kind of.
Yeah, I guess so.
A little add salt and pepper to
Yeah.
your liking, and cook your salmon fillet, or and then put that on the top of it, and it's very good.
It is so good, and I love basil. And basil is, I always say cilantro is my favorite, but basil could be my favorite herb too.
Yeah, and Marycarl even likes that.
She does. She likes it too.
Last time Jason and I cooked it, she decided to give it a try, and she enjoyed it.
She did. She likes herbs. She likes that fresh herb flavor.
She likes fish too. So, and fish is very healthy, as we all know, and probably need to add more fish to our diet.
That's right.
And we plan to do that.
We do plan to do that.
We try to. I mean, I've always done it, but when you were at work, you really didn't eat lunch.
Yeah, I kind of would. I would just kind of take some healthy snacks and kind of snack during the day
on almonds and
almonds and stuff like that. I would every now and then I would take a salad.
There was a long time there where you would
dinner.
eat organic peanut butter and honey every day.
Every day. I probably did that for a year and a half.
I don't know that you could even eat peanut butter now.
No, I still love peanut butter. I still love honey and peanut butter sandwiches too. But yeah, I got where I did that that was it. That was every day.
That's what you ate every day.
Every day.
Well, back when Marycarl was in school, I would find myself, I would have to leave the house at 2:00.
Right.
To go and get in carpool by 2:30. Because if you weren't in the carpool at 2:30, then you weren't going to be in the first group, and she was ready to go. So I always made myself be there by the amount of time that I could be in that first group. Right. And a lot of times it would be 2:00, and I would have not have eaten anything at that time. And this was back before I started trying to lose weight. However, I tried to do what I thought was right as far as what I was eating, but I'd have a tendency to grab a peanut butter sandwich. And peanut butter has a lot of calories. Not to say it's bad for you, but it has a lot of calories.
Right.
And it was easy for me to grab it and go. And that's what I did. And the next thing I know, I was putting on a few pounds, and I think that contributed to some of it.
Very possible.
Very possible.
Very possible.
It's just so easy for me to slap some peanut butter on some bread, and I'm sure the bread did, contributed to it as well. Because now I pretty much don't even consume any bread.
Yeah,
none.
You don't consume much bread at all. And I don't think I consume that much bread, really. I really don't.
Well, I did have something the other day that was really good. I've never been too much of an avocado eater.
Yeah.
But I had a piece of, here I am saying I don't eat bread, but I had a piece of wheat bread. And it had like an avocado that was not a guacamole. It was kind of just a mashed avocado with a little bit of lemon. And it made into a paste. And it was on the top of a piece of toast.
And you enjoyed it.
Good. It's called Dave's Killer Bread.
Yeah.
And we like that. We buy it at Walmart. It's organic. And I had that on that piece of toast. And I immediately thought of you because I thought that you would enjoy that. So
we're going to try that this week.
Yeah, that's something that I plan to try. I don't know if I can make it as good as what I had, but I can give it a shot, see what I come up with.
You can do it. There's no doubt. You can do it.
So,
speaking of being off and all that, but prior to we left, and that video just came out, the site crew or the site prep guys or I looked it up and that's what they're called, site crew, site guys. I thought there may have been a technical term for them. Maybe wasn't saying it right, but
I was trying to think, and I don't really know. But anyway,
they came, highly recommended to us.
Yes.
We talked to them, and the people that had recommended them are reputable. So they came in. We really, really liked them.
Yeah, they were. You could tell they were knowledgeable. They weren't dilly-dallying around and questioning what they needed to do. They knew what they needed to do. As soon as they looked at it, there was no question. This is what needs to be done, and this is what we'll do.
Right. And shot it with a laser, looked at it. Matter of fact, when they looked at it, they were like, yeah, we got a good bit of fall here, there, where we want to put the house. And they were saying, I'm thinking 4 foot, maybe 5 foot. We ended up the back right corner was 8.5 foot difference.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and that's a big drop. And when he said it, I was like, man, we're in trouble. Because I kept thinking they're going to have to build this whole thing up. And if that's 8.5 foot there, and that's going to, matter of fact, me and you were taking bets. We're like, both of us said 25 loads of dirt.
Well, when we've bought dirt for this location, we have gotten a deal on it. on a load of red
Right.
delivered, which is what you would need. You would need something that would pack well. And a load of red delivered here, which was not coming very far, was $150 per load.
Right.
So, I'm thinking dirt's going to cost us more because they're probably coming from a pit that's further away than what we have it here.
We had no idea.
And we're thinking 25 loads of dirt on top of what they charge to move the excavation equipment and actually do the labor.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know what to think.
Didn't know what to think.
Well, I'll get back with y'all on an estimate.
And, well, when he explained to me that they're not going to need that much dirt, and it's still right now, it's hard for me to know exactly what he's talking about. It really is. But basically, they're going to cut this all out, make it level, and use our dirt that they're going to cut with, and make this whole area the size of the house, the garage, and mother-in-law suite.
Yeah.
Big enough for all this to fit. And and not bring any dirt in, it just blows my mind. And then he said, and I said, what if it's not big enough? He said, well, we're going to get all this done. When the plans get back, we're going to look at the plans, stake it all out, measure it all out, and see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, then we're going to come back and do what we need to do.
Well, it's not like
make it bigger.
he's just going out there and he's just going to start bulldozing.
Right.
He knows how much space it's going to take,
Yeah.
and he has that, marked off. So
Right.
it's not like he's just going in there, if it doesn't fit, then we come back and fix it. That's not what he meant. He meant, if we come in and stake it off and it's not exactly the way it needs to be, then they'll fix it.
The way he tried to explain it to me on that site part, because it kind of comes downhill gradually. And that was one thing that I was worried about. And then it kind of flattens off. And there's a little terrace, and it kind of flattens off a little bit. And then it starts gradually going back downhill again. He said they'll cut that hill down. And I'm still thinking that's going to be a dramatic. And he's like, no. It's going to be gradual. Then we're going to get level. And then I said, what about water coming off the hill you're going to cut down gradually, hitting the house? Or hitting the foundation? He said, no. He said, once we get it level, we're going to build the house pad up. And it's going to be a gradual. It's not going to be like, boom, here's your house pad. And he said, so when the water comes, it's going to hit that part. And it's going to be, graded. And all the water is going to shed left or right. And he said, y'all got a perfect spot for this because, it goes downhill in the back. So water's going to shed.
Natural terrain.
Water's going to shed left or right. He said you shouldn't have any worries at all about water, wash, any of that, which was huge relief.
And he did say that he would take, I forget how many inches of topsoil off.
Right.
Because you don't want that topsoil to be there. That's not compactable.
You got to pack it.
You got to pack it.
Yep.
So he knows what he's doing there, and he's got a roller.
Yeah,
so he's
big
going to
roller.
go in.
They're going to roll it.
And compact
down.
it.
Yeah.
And I feel like they know what they're doing. So we're about, I think he said, not this coming up week, but the next week is when they plan to get to it.
Right.
So Saturday. It was Saturday.
Uh-huh.
We were at the camper, and Marycarl, where was she? Was she at Piper's? No, she stayed here. She stayed here with Mama.
Okay, that's right.
And Jason and I went over to, I don't know why we went over there. We went over there to meet with the site guy. So we're inside the camper, and I get a call from the architect, Mr. Joe Dobbs.
That's right.
And Joe says,
that's right.
Brooke, he said, I would like for y'all to come sit down with me one day next week and we can look at your plan. And I want to go over a few things with you. And I said, okay, Mr. Joe. I said, we would love to do that, but we have a beach trip planned for next week. Mm-hmm. He was like, oh, okay. Well, just contact me when you get back. I said, okay, yes, sir. So I hung up the phone and I looked at Jason and I said, it's Saturday afternoon. Should I call him back and see if he wants to meet with us today? Mm-hmm. And you said, you can. And so I'm thinking, we don't have Marycarl with us. She won't be antsy to, how much longer,
That's right, yeah.
We could meet with him today, but I don't know what his schedule's like because he offered to meet with us next week.
Right.
So I called him back and he said, sure, I've got time. And so we went over to Mr. Joe's house and sat down with him and went over the entire plan.
Yeah, and it was a preliminary plan. It wasn't.
Oh yeah, but
he was moving stuff around in front of us. So this wasn't no final plan, but
Well, it was final as to what we want.
yeah, and we did tweak some things with him there. He kind of got. We told him that we wanted kind of like 2 master bedrooms because give Marycarl a big bedroom and us a big bedroom. So therefore, he was thinking 2 master baths.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't figure out where to put this third bath that the general people could use or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. And I was like, no. We don't need a
third bathroom.
We don't need a third bathroom or
we don't even need 2 masters. We
No.
just need a master and a
a big bathroom.
Yeah, for her.
For her, and
guests can use her bathroom.
guests can use that bathroom too. Right.
So upon sitting down with him, he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I thought you wanted 3 bathrooms."
Right.
He said, "I just had that in my head that you wanted 2 masters and a third bathroom." And
Right.
We said, no. We said, however, if you can squeeze a little, what we call a powder room.
A powder room.
If you've got some extra space and you have room for it, I would like that because then guests won't be using her bathroom.
Right.
And I said, but if you can't, that's fine. So
Right.
that's where we left it is, if you have space, add it. If you don't.
Right.
Don't put the powder bathroom in my pantry because I got to have that room.
Gotta have. And plus, too, this is people are saying, well, why don't y'all just add another bathroom? Because we're staying within our budget, and this isn't no huge house.
No,
this
it's not.
This is not no big, magnificent house.
No, it's just what we need.
So I think you can get a powder room in there, and then that eliminate that, and I don't know, just. It was very nice to see it.
Yes, I liked looking at it on the computer screen, and he could show us dimensions that he had in mind because we didn't know that. We just told him how many square foot, and here, you make it work.
Yeah.
And so seeing it actually squared out, and then this is where this will be,
Right.
it made more sense to me.
Yeah, because I think the master bedroom got moved location-wise. Marycarl got a huge closet. Her closet is massive.
She's thinking she's going to put birds in that closet, but...
Oh my gracious! But she's got a huge. So she's got a big, huge closet, huge room.
Yeah, she's got plenty of
Yeah,
space in her room,
big
which we
room.
wanted to make
Right,
sure that
right.
she's our only child. We're we don't want anything luxurious, but we
Right.
want her to feel comfortable and know that she has enough space to move around. Because in the past, we feel like every room that we've tried to use for her bedroom, it's not been big enough.
Yeah, because of the birds and that kind of stuff.
Well,
so
yeah.
I mean, so she has
Plenty of
the
space.
dining room, which was the original dining room. That's her playroom, and then she's got a bedroom upstairs. So I mean, kind of combine those two together.
Yeah, and as she gets older, is what I was saying.
Yeah,
is
that's true,
she's
too.
going to want
Yep.
something that's more so bed space than in a
Right.
little nook area.
That's right.
And we allowed for that.
Yeah.
We do know that at some point or another she will move out, and
Right.
we can use that for her when she comes to
home.
visit.
Yep.
And who knows, she may stay there forever, which is fine with me.
Right.
But we went over that, and we had already ordered windows and doors.
We'd already ordered windows and doors. And I do want to say this is one thing before we get on the windows and doors. And this is something that we think's awesome. And we told him we wanted this because we've read this is something new people are doing. And that is, instead of having a separate laundry room, like in the hallway or something like that, to do a laundry room that's somehow or another coordinated to your master
Closet.
or master bedroom or in that vicinity, because if you think about it, right now all our clothes get put in the master bedroom closet,
yeah.
all the dirties, and then you pick all those up and you go all the way to the washroom. In our house, it's not
do.
that big. It's not like
No.
it's that big
No,
a deal.
but it's still, it's not
anyways, you go
convenient.
all the way to the master to the laundry room, which is also the mud room.
Right.
And then when you get through, you take them all the
Yep.
way back. The laundry room is going to be attached to the master suite, bedroom, bath, some kind of way. And then that's where it all be centralized and you're not going all over the place. And I
Yes.
thought that was pretty cool.
That
Pretty
is
awesome.
cool. And I have looked at plans for a long time, and that was one of the things that people said that they liked was
They
the
loved.
master
Yes.
bedroom to have the washer and dryer, because where else are you going to do laundry except for, in the closet? have your clothes, your dirty clothes in the closet.
That's exactly right. Another cool little thing that we wasn't able to do because because a lot of people are asking about your mom still. She is going to have we're doing a beautiful garage. Because you think of garage, you're thinking of this is going to be a beautiful laid out garage. And on the back of that garage, she's going to have a mother-in-law suite that's just as big as her house is now, pretty much.
And 1 story.
And 1 story, 0 stairs.
On a slab.
She'll be able to go out of her house and get in her car out of the weather.
Right.
And she's going to have a screened-in back porch overlooking half pasture, half the woods. She can be able to see the barn. So it's going to be perfect for her.
Yeah.
So that's where she's going to be. But a thing that people are doing now that I saw that was pretty cool is where your garage or your carport is have just like a little mini door.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
That opens up into your pantry. So when you're unloading your groceries, you just open that little mini door and start putting them in your pantry.
Right, and you don't have to go.
Close the door, then you can go inside and put them up.
Yep. I wanted that so bad.
We wanted that, but
it didn't work out. Well, because our garage and our house are going to be separate.
They're going to be separate,
going to be like this. And, it just didn't work out. But, hey, that's okay. I get my pantry.
You got it. You got your nice pantry.
I did. And I've already ordered a doggy door because that's something that our dogs are familiar with.
Yes.
To go in and out of. And I'm glad I did because even though we're not ready to build, I need to have that when they erect the metal building so they can go ahead and cut it out and install it. And I got an email last week and it said they're back ordered.
Just like everything else.
Just like everything else. And I just had it on my mind one day and I said, I'm going to go ahead and order it. And I'm glad I did.
Because the one we got, we got one now that you pick up from a box store like Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. And it served its purpose for the most part. And it's in a wall. It's not in a door.
Right. And that's what we're going back with.
Yeah, we're going in a wall. And it's just not efficient. It don't.
We're constantly replacing the flaps.
Constantly replacing the flaps, and they don't close on the sides. Air's leaking out of it.
But I tell you what,
flies can get in through it.
They go in and out 1,010,000 times a day.
Go in and out of it.
So it may not be necessarily that it's not a high quality door. It may be that our dogs love to go in and out so much that they wear it out.
And well, it's that too. But the design of it compared to the one we ordered, this one's more full. It's got.
We haven't seen it in person.
Haven't seen it in person. We did a lot of research. We were down to 2 different ones. I can't even remember the brands of them
I
now.
don't know either. So maybe we could show it once we get it.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Once we get it, we'll show it. But this one has adjustable tension and the whole thing's
solid.
Magnetic.
It's a solid flat versus
the rubberized.
Yeah. We have Pet Safe. Is that what ours is?
I think that's what it is.
Pet Safe, I believe.
And I don't know how many times we replaced the flaps on it. But anyways, this one is, I forget what the R value is and all this and that. But it's supposed to be really, really nice. And, of course, it's on back order. You ordered the windows and doors like you said.
I did. And I got a call from Mr. Joe on Sunday.
Yeah.
I answered my phone because we just met with him on Saturday. And he said, Brooke, I apologize for calling you on a Sunday. He said, but something has occurred to me that we need to talk about. And, of course, my heart sank. I thought, oh, no.
Gracious.
Something's not going to work out. What is it, Mr. Joe? My pantry's got to be there. That's all I care about, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so he tells me, he says, I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning last night, and I started thinking about your windows that we had ordered. And I said, oh, gosh, I've already ordered them. He says, I think we need to add a few more. He said, after making some changes to the plan, I realized that we're going to need to insert a couple more windows in that den area to make it look better, make it look right. And I said, okay, well, that's no problem. Thank you for thinking about it. And he told me what to order. So I called Brian first thing Monday morning. He said, absolutely no problem. I'll get them added onto the order. And so we took care of that. And I was thankful that he woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and thought about that because windows and doors are something that are up here to me as far as placement goes. And what do you need? What size you need? Where do you need them? I don't know about that. And that's one reason we didn't draw our plan.
That's one reason we didn't draw our plan. And plus, too, I think we've mentioned it several times, just like the doggy door, windows and doors are taking a long time to come in due to COVID. And because these manufacturers either shut down or they had limited staff, or the whole the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so windows and doors are a minimum, or at least windows are a minimum 8 weeks out.
Yep.
Doors are
They were 8 as
8
well,
weeks
but
as well?
the garage door was 14
that's
weeks
the
out.
minimum 14. It could be longer.
Yeah, he said it could be longer, but that's okay. All they need to do for the garage doors is cut the hole out, and then the guy that we ordered the garage doors from will
He
install
installs
those.
them.
So that's not going to be a holdup.
No, but who's putting our metal building up, they're going to have to install the official windows and doors.
Because we want trim around our windows,
Yes.
and it's going to be metal trim. And so in order to do that, they have to install the windows.
Yep.
And so hopefully, bang, bang, windows come in, and we're doing framing at the same time.
Yes,
I call it 1 weekend on windows, so I'm thinking 7 weeks.
hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed on that.
But that
big
was a
time.
big step to me. You know, Mr. Joe was able to get back with us about the size of the windows and doors. I thought we were going to have to wait till the actual plan was ready
Yeah.
before we could see what
Right,
size windows
right.
and doors. And lo and behold, I told him, I said, you know, our biggest thing right now is we want to get our windows and doors ordered because they're so back ordered. And he gives me a call like 4 days after we met with them and says, I have your windows and doors schedule.
Yeah, that was
I know what
crazy.
you need and where you need it. And so, I mean, of course, I was like, whoa, everything's falling into place like
Yeah.
it should. So I was so thankful to go ahead and get those ordered because that would be our biggest holdup.
That would be our biggest holdup.
So he said that it's going to be about the first week of September when we get our plan back.
Yes,
So, I mean, we're looking at 3 weeks from now.
right.
On getting our plan back. Once we do that, we'll go and we'll sit down with the metal guys, and they will, you know, we've got a quote from them. We know how much it's going to cost, but we also need to do some figuring on porches
Yes,
and soffits because we didn't know at the time what kind of soffit we wanted. And a soffit is simply the overhang of your house,
the underneath
and
of it.
the underneath of it.
Yeah.
We have vinyl on our house now, which has done well, but when you're building a metal building, it's not very much more expensive to come in and do a metal soffit. So
Right, and it matches.
it matches, and
matches.
we won't have to deal with it. That'll be
Right.
done because that was a big deal for us here because we did it ourselves.
We did it ourselves. Yeah, we did
and
do
we
it
had a
ourselves.
lot of soffit
We had a ton of soffit because we have the
wraparound porches.
porch. Yeah.
So we could install vinyl ourselves. However, if they can do the metal while they're putting it up,
I think it's gonna be the way to go.
let's let them do it. I know
I
you're
agree.
looking at me like I'm need to stop fidgeting. So
Oh me.
I put the pencil down. But we're going to meet with them as soon as we get our plan back. And what they do is they draw up a contract.
Yeah.
And you put, you know, so much down or whatever, and your contract's there for them to do the work. And hopefully, we'll have our site work done by that point.
Yes.
And we'll have a plumber lined up
Yes.
to where we can have our drains put in and go ahead and get the slab poured and get this thing going.
Yeah, it's gonna be going, and then once it gets started, you know, it's gonna go until
It's going to go.
and it's gonna get put up, and
a
all
week.
that's gonna be done. The doors, windows in, everything in the
It'll
dry.
be in the dry, but
and
we won't.
then it's gonna go to a screeching halt.
Well, no, it won't because we're going to pay somebody to do spray foam insulation,
Oh, that's right.
and we're going to pay somebody to do the heating and air.
Right.
And then the electrical, you can do some of it, and your daddy owns an electrical
Right.
company, so his guys. And we don't care if our electrical's exposed. We like that look.
Yes.
So, you know, we'll
Or
have
in our AC duct, we're gonna do the exposed AC duct work too.
in
because
the
we're gonna have
den area, but
super
not
high
in the
ceilings.
not in the bedrooms.
Right.
That'll be kind of hidden.
Right.
But my mom, she wants hers to be completely finished out. So we will hire a person to hang drywall, finish the drywall. And hers is not very big, so it shouldn't take that much
No.
time to
Yeah,
complete
I
it.
agree.
And wood's starting to come down.
Yes, wood is starting to come down.
Wood is starting to come down. And, you know, I'm seeing it, if nothing changes, if wood is coming down now, just think where it's going to be in 7 weeks.
Yeah, I know it.
I think we'll be, I'm no expert on this, but I feel like we'll be back to a normal,
I don't think we're going to get back to $2.50 2x4s.
not
but we're n-
pre-COVID, but I
we're
think we'll be
n-
in a in a reasonable range.
We're not going to be at $12.50 2x4s.
That's
we're going
right.
to be. I think we're going to be probably around $3-4. That's what I'm thinking.
Hey, anything's better than what it's been.
Yes. And plywood's been the biggest one. Yes. Plywood's been awful. And we're going to build a little small loft, and we're going to need plywood for that.
Yeah, we're going to need plywood. And if the price of wood's coming down, that's a good sign.
Yeah,
That's
it is
a good sign. That
which we could be very lucky, because we may hit it right when, the whole thing is going to be completely steel. Mm-hmm. And then
wood's going down.
Wood's going to drop, fingers crossed, and then we start framing the inside, which would be wood. That'd be natural.
Yeah, but still, we're not going to have nearly the amount of wood that a normal stick-built house has.
No, not at all, because our whole skeleton and everything is going to be steel.
And steel has gone up.
Yes.
Steel has gone up.
Steel has gone up.
And they don't anticipate steel's going to go down anytime.
No, but
like
steel
wood
didn't
does.
do what wood did.
No, it didn't.
It went up, but not to what lumber went. We went crazy.
Yeah, lumber went to a
like
unmanageable.
450% increase. Like a $8-10 sheet of plywood was running you $50.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we do have our appliances we think picked out.
We do have them picked out. Nothing ordered there yet, but we do have those picked out. I've been doing a ton of research on that, so I'll get in that rabbit hole, and I'll sit there for too long looking at. Especially, I'm obsessed with the kitchen right now.
Oh, every time I
Kitchen
see
design.
Jason sitting at the computer, he's looking at pictures of kitchens, and he has oodles of them saved. And I'm just about to the point where I say, you pick it out, because I like them all, okay? Just you pick it out. All I'm going to do is cook in there. I like it all.
Yeah, I've started now because, and I think it's going to help us in the long run, but I got a folder set up on the computer that says barndominium, and then in that folder I have subfolders, which I have kitchen ideas, I have bathroom ideas, I have exterior ideas, interior ideas, living room space, pantry. I got all these folders set up, and then when I find something I like, because I've learned from my experience, if I see something I like, I need to save it right then and put it in those folders.
That's
because
smart
if
thinking.
not, I'll go.
pew.
And how many times have I told you?
Remind me of
2
this.
months ago, I saw this awesome kitchen
but
that
I can't
had
find it.
these knobs on it and butcher box block
Butcher box.
countertop.
He had butcher box sitting on the countertop.
And I don't.
block.
I can't find it again.
Yeah, I know.
Exterior. I
But
can't
it's
tell you
just
how
too
many
bad
times.
that I don't know how to save my stuff. So
How many times that we were looking at exteriors and we
Like
could never
something.
find the one that we.
oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I learned from that mistake, so I save everything, and I may have 300 pictures in there when I'm all said and done, but I won't come back to that. I wish I could find that one again.
I don't know if we talked about this on the last podcast or not about the storm shelter. Did we?
No,
Well, I think we did, because we were talking about the block and how Mr. Joe told us it was going to take away 4 foot from the entire.
maybe we did, but we.
Well, here's where we are.
Okay.
I think we did, because I stopped and I said that we had went to a man that Derek at the Flying Peach had told us about that's
Yeah.
next door to their place, who's manufacturing storm shelters.
Steel.
All steel.
Yeah.
And so I stopped there one day, and the gentleman's brother was there, and he said he would give my number to his brother, who does the steel storm shelters. And what we are going to do is have a steel storm shelter constructed in our closet.
Yeah. When we get our house plans back, we're going to give him the size of the master closet, and then he's going to build a solid steel safe room that's going to be the master closet.
Yep.
And so when we have a bad storm, we will go into there, and that will be just like a tornado shelter.
And it will be built almost as soon as we're in the dry. We'll get that going.
Yeah, we'll get that going.
And that way,
can
while
use
we're
it.
living in the camper,
Yeah.
if there's a storm, we can
Right.
go to our storm shelter
right.
and be safe, because being here where we are, we need a safe place to go. And that's been a concern of many of our viewers. Will you have a storm shelter?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And yes, and I've had a lot of people say, how come we just didn't build a basement or do a basement because it's on a slope? We don't have to worry about site work. We priced basements, and it was totally way more than I had
Out of our budget.
imagined.
We could not financially afford it.
No. I mean, the minimum was like 70, 80 grand
Yeah.
for just the basement to be built.
Yeah.
And we were like, no way. And
And-
that's just unfinished. That would
And
be
I know y'all
nothing.
might come back and say, y'all should have got another estimate, this, that, and another. It's going to be around that no matter what we did.
There's a price per square foot, and
that's
plus
not going to
two-
vary that much. And we can't dig our own basement.
And that's
y'all.
something too that you want a professional to do
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
because it could easily collapse on
Oh,
you,
yeah.
or water could fill up in it, and all that kind of stuff.
So we
So,
feel like
yeah.
the safe room being above ground in our house is our best option. And my mom will use that too.
Yes,
she'll be
she'll
close
use that
enough to
too.
where if
Right.
it's a storm and we are, we can all get in that same shelter,
Right.
because it's going to be our master closet.
And it'll be pretty large enough. I don't know if you've seen these ones at Lowe's and Home Depot, and they're pretty awesome, because that's kind of where we got the idea from.
Yeah, but they'll say 4 to 6 people, and you
But
can't
you would
fit
be
4 to 6.
squeezed in those things for get 4 to 6 people in there.
That's right.
Squeezed in them.
And this will be the actual size of the framing
Right.
of the closet. So we're not wasting any space. We're not going to go, and we'll be inside our house.
That's right.
So we can just get in our safe room without even exiting the building.
Yeah, and that was one thing versus the underground storm shelters that are pretty common in this area that, we could have used for a cellar or a root cellar or something like that. And we still may build a root cellar, who knows? But if a storm's coming, then we'll have to go out,
Get
grab
out
some
in the elements.
flashlights
Yeah.
and probably our weather radio and get everybody. It could be 2:00 in the morning, and then it has to be put somewhere close by, but you still don't want it to be somewhere where it's going to be in the way of the septic tank, the septic
Right.
system. There's several variables there, but you have to go outside and get in it. That was one option. Then too, we've heard stories about mice and rats living in them. We've heard stories of them, water coming in them because they're under the ground, and that water can seep in. And, I don't think it would rain enough here where it would just flood up by all
You never
means.
know.
But you could be sitting in there for a couple of hours in ankle deep water. So this solid steel safe room in the house just would be perfect.
It will be perfect. And we also found out that our guys that are going to do our site work also install septic tanks.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that while you were talking about the safe room and digging holes and this, that, and the other. So I think that'll probably be our next step.
Yeah, once we get the site work done and the
Permit for our septic tank.
permit for the septic tank, and I don't know if we got to know exactly where it's going to come in. I don't know about that, about the plans of where it's going to.
Well,
I don't know
I
about
was
all that
told to
yet.
tell Mr. Joe that we want the septic tank to come in the north end.
North end, because that's where the septic system will be.
So that we'll handle all that. No
Yeah.
worries. No worries on that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
just
at le-
fingers crossed that it gets approved, because the inspector's going to come out there, inspect what the
Engineer.
our engineer said where it needs to go, look over his plans, and approve his plans, his spot, and all that good stuff, which could fall through. He could come say, I don't like it here because of this, this, and this.
That's right. You never know.
And then we'll have to start all over again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this. We're back to reality.
Yeah, we are back
I
to
don't
reality.
hear any waves crashing. I don't hear any songs of birds or
Or seagulls.
seagulls.
We hear
yeah.
birds, but no seagulls.
Yeah, I should correct
Right.
myself. There were pigeons on the beach. Marycarl loved that. But I don't hear any of those sounds this morning. And I'm not sad, because life has to go on.
That's right.
And we have all of our ducks getting lined up. Literally.
We do.
Literally. They're
We
getting
do.
lined up. And we've got a lot ahead of us. And we're going to make it work.
Yeah, we're going to make it work.
We're going to make it work. I don't know what we're going to do today, but we're going to make it work.
Yeah, we're just finishing unpacking, so we got a lot there done.
I got all my clothes washed up last night and put up last night. First day home, got them put up. So, I'm not one to sit around and And lo and behold, I am rested up and ready to go.
Rest up, ready to go. We are going to go to the 40,
Yeah.
check on the pigs,
Yeah, we
check on the
had somebody
camper.
check on that while we were
did.
gone.
I tell you, we had everything done.
Everything was taken care of.
Thanks, Nick.
Yep. Thanks, Nick and Zoe. And thank y'all for checking on things at the 40. And we're going to go over there and we're going to see what we can get into and what needs to go next.
I think when you get over there and see how tall the grass is, you're going to be biting at the bit probably in the
you
morning.
know what? You know what?
To go cut the grass.
We have rain coming.
Yeah.
We have rain coming.
That's right. We got Fred coming.
We got Fred coming, and I've got plenty of boxes that need stuff to be put in them.
Well, we'll do that when it rains.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We can do that, and we got to work on getting the power pole moved too. So the site guys,
we got to do that today too.
So the site guys can do their work. We've got to have a power pole moved.
That's right. We'll
We
get
got
it
a
handled.
lot to do.
We'll get it handled.
Probably need a can of spray paint so we could marking paint so we can spray where we want them to move it.
Yeah, and some orange flagging. I wonder if I can. He left them red stakes. I wonder if he get mad if I used one of those.
We have our own. They're in the back of our beak
Oh, okay.
over there.
Okay.
I know where they are.
Okay, good. That'll work.
All right.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Cogcast podcast. We should be back on a regular schedule. I know we say that all the time.
We won't be.
Our podcasts are very erratic right now. We're doing these in between when we have time.
And what we talk about is very erratic.
It is very erratic. But
still send your questions. Mark them
please
with a
still
question
send
mark.
your questions. And too, I want to say this, guys, just keep sending your questions. I know we can't see every single one of them. We really can't. We try our best. We literally get hundreds every day. We try our best to answer everybody's question. We try our best to read all the comments we can.
Emails.
We've gotten efficient. Like if we're driving to the 40, I'll be reading comments and answering. Marycarl does it. You do it on downtime. If me and Marycarl are doing something, you're reading comments and answering questions.
But we can't possibly answer them all, so just keep
can't.
them coming. Keep them coming, and I think we will make it a point to do a podcast this week on questions and answers.
We'll do that on questions and answers. But I do want you to know we do appreciate y'all, and we do try to read as many comments.
It's not like we're just
and
saying
messages as we can.
we don't care.
Yeah,
it's
that
not
we're
like
just
that.
ignoring everybody,
not
but
like
we
that.
don't do that at all. But yeah, just keep that coming. People have been asking about hats. I did take the hats offline this week because there's no way I could have shipped them. Hats are really, really hard to get, kind of like doors and everything else. We should have some hats come in this week, and I will post those and get those on the website. The ponytail hats will be back this week, the purple ones. People have been asking about those. And I do have a new trucker hat that's going to be like a royal blue that I was able to get. It's not a Richardson brand, but I was able to get that. So be on the lookout for those. And I guess that's it right now. That's it. Y'all be good.